All right, we are live, gentlemen. Welcome to our performance seminar for Monday, the 9th of June. This is our 6 p.m. session. We have three pianists here with us performing. And so I'd like to welcome Mr. Tyler. Mr. Tyler, introduce yourself and what you're going to be playing.
Hi, my name is Tyler Nguyen, and I'll be playing Maple Leaf Rag. Just as a draft, first page and half of the second page.
Cool. Are you doing repeats or just playing it through?
Just playing it through.
Got it. Bravo. How was that for you? How was that for you, Mr. Tyler?
I think I did okay. It sounded nice. Yeah.
Yes, it sounded nice. Good. It did sound nice. What about your playing sound nice?
I think a major part of this piece and how difficult it feels is the fact that I have to balance my right hand jumping and my left hand jumping as well.
Right.
I think I hit most of those, and I was very happy about that.
I think the challenge is also finding a tempo that your hands can handle, right? That you're able to get that accuracy and you can hit your targets. But also the touch. What did you think about the touch? The tone that you were getting?
Um, it's a ragtime piece, so it definitely sounds very jumpy, a little jazzy. So I was trying to nail that um, as well.
I think you did a good job of getting that more percussive sound. You can now start to experiment with even a more melodic sound, especially when it repeats, right? So just keep that on. All of this is going to be staccato, right?
Yeah.
But in the beginning, that could actually be a little bit more joined. Have the left hand detached, but the right hand, especially during the repeat, and that could be something that you do during the repeat, you can make it a little bit more connected, just as an idea. Because at first, it's very percussive, right? Ba, 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 ba. But if you're going to do the repeat, just think about playing it a little bit more melodically as well, so that you can change things up a little. Yeah.
Right.
Uh, Shritan, did you have any thoughts for Tyler on his performance?
Yeah, I thought it sounded nice and it reminded me of like something I'd hear in like an old like Tom and Jerry kind of show or something.
All right. Well, maybe like an old black and white film, right? They didn't have any voices yet; it was just music. Yeah. What about you, Andrew? What are your thoughts on Tyler's playing?
I mean, I think it was really good. Like the piece obviously was pretty hard, and I think you got all the notes, so that was pretty impressive.
Yeah, I thought so too. It does you got to work hard? This here, you just don't wake up being able to do it, right? Right, Tyler? Or did you wake up and be able to play this automatically? Please don't say that.
It took a lot
Don't
of
you hate people like that? They just, did you study for the math test? No, it's just, I just know it. Like, oh, what? Good. Well, this is sounding great. Come back when you've got the next 2 pages, all right? Okay, on we go. And then we had, who did we have next? I think it was Shritan. Shritan. Let me just pull up your profile. Yeah, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Okay, my name is Shritan and I'll be playing Waltz.
By who?
Oh, um, by Beethoven
Pardon?
and huh?
Who was it?
Beethoven, I'm pretty sure. Or oh, Chopin. Chopin.
Yes.
Chopin.
All right, so a couple of things. Number one, it's really awesome that this is caught on video. That really makes me happy. Number two, this is an interesting name. Yeah, so there's lots of different pronouncing ways that it's pronounced, but a lot of people pronounce it as Chopin. Chopin.
Okay, Chopin.
Yeah. We'll try and refrain from calling him shopping.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Sweet as. All right, let's go. Take it away. Bravo, Shooten. Is this the first time you've played this in Performance Seminar?
Yeah.
So how was this performance for you?
Um, it was okay.
All right, let's start with that. What are the things about it that are currently working?
Um, the first and last part, and I'd say like the middle part is just like okay.
All right, and the middle part is a little bit more challenging, especially now that we're working with more accidentals. We've got some different rhythms here as well, quintuplets and triplets all put together. One of the things from a technical standpoint, obviously this is going to require a lot more hand separate work, right? And just really aligning your right hand notes with the left hand, right? So keeping a very steady beat. In terms of left hand, making sure that it arrives on the chord before you have to play, right? So just practice these jumps from a single note to a chord, but don't play the chord automatically. Get yourself over to the chord, shadow it, then play, all right? Because you really need to the hand needs to be trained better at getting these long jumps, these big jumps. Phrasing. Tyler, can you talk to Shritan how you would suggest to phrase this, or how would you approach phrasing for this, Tyler?
So Valse is a really melodic piece. It sounds kind of haunting. I like what you did with your phrasing, actually. I think you would add a few pauses there. So that way it kind of made it sound more dramatic, and I like that. I would just continue making that a little more like exaggerated to make it sound even more dramatic.
Hmm. Pauses do add a little bit more drama, right, to phrasing. Uh, Andrew, you know when you're phrasing a piece, you're trying to make it speak. What are some things that you look out for? So let's say he wanted to figure out a way to phrase this first line. Do you have any tips or ideas of how you would play it so that it doesn't just sound bland?
I mean, like the slurs are kind of an indication of how you would like kind of phrase it. And also like the general direction, like when it starts moving down, for example, you can kind of phrase that like differently from when it's kind of going up, I think.
Yeah, sure. So these are all things I think, Shooten, you've already kind of got an idea about it, right?
Yeah.
About following the direction that the phrase is moving. Another thing that you can keep in mind as well is when you have 6+ notes under a phrase, you can move it a little. So ya da dun dun da da dun dun, ya da 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 ya da dun, right? So that you've got, it doesn't actually have to stay the same pulse. There are places where you can move, and I'll to just try when you have more notes under a phrase. Yeah? Especially here. Ya da 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 ya da 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 dun, right? Have you got your fingering sorted for the right hand for all these passages?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, cool. Make sure that you've got the fingering memorized as well, all right? So that you really feel more comfortable with these lines and it's easier to shape as you play, okay?
Yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah, I would continue with some separate hand work, all right? Going through very slowly, figuring out what the jumps are ahead of time. And then thinking about how you're going to phrase it as well. Because a lot of the time, once you figure out the phrasing, it also helps with the flow of the notes. Yeah. So that you don't get stuck with playing everything the same or dividing up into little chunks. There's more continuity in the line. Great, Shooten. Come back again next week and play it for us again.
Okay.
All right, cool. All right, on we go. Stage is yours, Mr. Andrew.
All right, so my name's Andrew. I'm going to be playing Rondo alla Turca by Mozart.
Memory feeling good?
Yeah, pretty good.
All right. So how would you compare this performance to the last time you played it in seminar?
I think better. I kind of fixed up like the tempo a little bit for the last page. I played it like a little bit faster.
Yep.
Well, then
Yep.
I also kind of slipped for the 16th note part on the last page, but
Yeah, dig. That's right. Hey, you know this here, da 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 dee da dee da da. Do you always play it that slowly, or is it just today, or is it a coordination thing? What's going on here?
I don't know. My fingers are just like, I don't know. It's
I think
just,
it went
yeah.
went back today. Okay, so you don't usually play it that slow.
Yeah, normally I have to play it faster.
Ah, okay, cool, awesome. All right, well, let's go around the room. Let's start with Shritan. Shritan, why don't you list some of the things that you feel Andrew does well, and maybe some advice for him.
I think his rhythm was really stable throughout the piece, but like a little bit of advice would be like maybe a little bit more like balancing between the left and right hand.
Cool. Any place in particular, or can you expand on that?
Um, on like the second page, or yeah, I'm pretty sure second page, or maybe the third. I think the left hand might have been a bit loud, and it was like making the right hand more like a shadow rather than the real figure.
Ooh, that's poetic. Right hand more like a shadow rather than the real figure. You got that, Mr. Andrew? He's like, yeah, no more shadowing for Andrew. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, it's Tyler. When it comes to balance, how do you practice balance? Because not everyone can hear it, right? People are like work on your balance, and then like I'm pretty sure I'm balanced. Then someone else says work on your balance. Like, what works for you?
Yes, so I don't really struggle with that problem, but if I were to say, I think recording yourself and playing, experimenting, is definitely a really great way to get a handle on balance. You kind of figure out at some point that how hard you need to make the difference for it to be noticeable by others. Because when you're playing it, it's a lot harder to tell. So just record yourself, and you'll be able to hear it from like an audience point of view, and it'll make a lot more sense.
It's a strong suggestion. It's always different. What we play and what we perceive, it's different, right? Sometimes you're playing and you think to yourself, "Oh, I'm definitely playing piano," and then you listen back to it. There's no way you're playing piano. It's still mezzo forte, and so recording is great. Good advice, Andrew. What's advice that you have for yourself in terms of balance? How would you address it?
I mean, just like Tyler said, I should probably record it and listen to myself. And I can also like ask my parents like what they think or something like that.
That's good too. Yeah, use some human help and tell them exactly what you're trying to do. Like, I need you guys to listen to this section. I want the right hand to be louder than the left hand, and then they can tell you their honest opinion, right? Just ask James as well. Just have him just listen. Okay, cool. From where I'm standing, I thought that this is an energetic performance. Your articulation is really clear. Wonderful. Just sometimes when you have these dun, dun, da, ga, da, ga, da, da, the hand rushes slightly. You might already know that. So just pull these back. Yum, bum, ba, da, da, da. And what will help is if you roll the hand on the keys. Give it one more action, because it's quite easy to do this, right? That's super easy. But if you tell the hand, oh, you need to roll as well, it's like running with a weighted vest. It's going to slow you down, right? You purposely want to be slowed down. I thought that these are coming along really well. The right hand, bum, 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 bum. That's it. Continue shaping those, right? Left hand, great. Dun, dun, bum, bum, bum. Maybe a little bit more of an accent on the bass notes, right? Listen back to this recording. Speaking of recordings, listen back to this. I thought a lot of this you did rather well, but it can also be a little bit more animated. Right? All of that there. Unlike Beethoven, he had a lot of. Well, what we read about Mozart is that he was a fun guy, right? He had a lot of joy, a lot of struggle as well. But we can imagine if his personality was based on this piece here, we could assume that the band that he was listening to at the time that performed this played with a lot of joy and triumph. So you want to have that in your performance as well. Balancing, yep, that's fine. Cool, excellent. Yeah, I think listen to your balance, listen to the evenness of your notes, and then listen to how you're phrasing this middle section. And this will all come from when you listen back to this recording. Yeah?
Okay.
Superb. All right, is that us? I think everybody performed. Shooten performed, Tyler performed. All right, cool. Like I always say, listen back to the recording because the best teacher you have are your own ears, right? You'll be able to figure it out from there and then you can make your own adjustments along the way. Have an amazing rest of the day and we'll see you guys again in Kaizen sometime. Thanks, Tyler. Thanks, Andrew. Thanks, Shooten.
Bye.
All right, take care, everybody. No worries. Hello, Mr. Joseph. Mr. Joseph. Oh, he's back with his unravel, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, the main. I love this piece. Is this a love relationship or a love-hate relationship?
You mean like the themes in the song?
Just your relationship with this piece of music.
Uh, yeah, I guess it's
A love struggle relationship?
yeah, probably.
Cool, that's awesome. All right, well, it's just you here today, so let me go ahead and just line everything up and then we can start.
I'll take a bit of a slower tempo this time.